In 2015 and 2016, Uganda experienced a prolonged dry spell leading to increased incidences of crop and livestock diseases. Even cassava, which is known as a drought crop, succumbed to cassava brown streak and cassava mosaic. This affected food production, reducing the availability and accessibility of food for a number of Ugandans. According to a report by National Food Security Assessment 2017, an estimated 10.9 million people in Uganda are experiencing acute food insecurity and 1.6 million are in crisis situation. 5% of the total population was reported to be in crisis, with widening food consumption gaps. This led to deteriorating dietary diversity and high malnutrition rates. What next? The Uganda Cooperative Alliance Limited, established in 1961 as the policy advisor for government implementing various cooperative and development projects within the cooperative movement, came up with support to farmers, organizing an Africa program in 2015 with the sole purpose of improving the livelihoods and food security situations of African smallholder farmers. It also took in rural producers with objectives such as helping farmers to improve entrepreneurship capacities, participation in value chain in supplying cassava, as well as to improve the overall efficiency and effectiveness in implementing the program.
We are very sure that with this support, our farmers are able to have enough production, support the food security in the region, and also, most importantly, it has increased their income levels and hence livelihoods in the region.
As a result of this project, new varieties of cassava was introduced to the members, and now they are able to harvest within 8 months. A minimum of 8 months, the cassava is mature for harvesting. Due to the success and the benefits that these members are getting from this project, a number of new members have actually increased, have joined this SE. As I talk now, the total members that we are supporting from the 5 SEs are 6,817 members.
With the program in place, the Uganda Cooperative Alliance identified lead farmers in the region with whom they set up cassava demonstration plots to be used in conducting training and sources of distribution and supplying high-quality stems. We paid various farmers in the West Nile district of Nebi a visit and inquired about their take on cassava demonstration plots and how the project is impacting on their cassava farming. They all had individual tales about the same. We started off by visiting one of the 26 cassava demonstration gardens in Panyumurde, where John Bosco Adegito, the secretary of the demonstration plot, took us through the activities.
When they come to this field, they do a lot of things. Others, you find them weeding, and also you find sometimes they are also thinning, and they remove where there's too much congestion, and they remove it so that the cassava yield very well. We have a total members of 142. Out of 142, we have female 71. So that one gives us roughly that male also 71. There are two different varieties, as I said, the NASE 14 and NASE 19. But when you look at the two varieties, all of them yield almost the same.
These new varieties are totally resistant to cassava mosaic disease with a very considerable degree of tolerance to cassava brown streak, which has been a major disease. Their yields are very, very high, very, very high, higher than the ones for the local varieties that have been available. They can yield at least 30 tons per acre. And the other advantage, besides yield, they saw a considerable tolerance to drought.
We always encourage them to go for what to call the tolerant varieties to the cassava brown streak disease. That's why we're into the NAROCAS 1, the NAROCAS 2, the NASE 19, then NASE 14.
What we use to distinguish the two varieties are the color of the petiole of the leaf. Okay, the NASE 14, the color of the petiole is lighter, but for NASE 19 it is deep purple. So that's how the farmers, or how one can be able to differentiate the different varieties, especially the NASE 14 and the NASE 19. And also apart from that, you can also differentiate when you uproot from the tubers. Okay, the NASE 14 has a lighter color of the color of the tubers. It is lighter, but the color of the tubers for the NASE 19 is also deep. And then also the other thing which you can use to distinguish the varieties are the issue of this fruiting. So when you see this kind of fruiting, this one is typical of NASE 14.
The demonstration plot, also used as a seed multiplication garden, has helped the 142-member group to learn better farming methods. One of the beneficiaries, Grace Tekakwo, and her husband, John William, former cotton farmers, expressed pleasant satisfaction in growing cassava.
With the growing of cassava, great change, like our children are in school, there is food security and other properties we have already acquired, and even we increases from 1 acres to 2 until we are going to 4. We want to grow more cassava.
I
want to thank the ACE, Area Cooperative Enterprise, for the training they have been offering to us. Today brings a great change in our life. I'm also calling more farmers, more members to come and join our groups.
Their only major hindrance is the routine damage occasioned by stray animals finding their way into their gardens and eating up their young cassava plants. In 2016, the district enacted a NEBI 2016 cassava ordinance in a bid to secure the produce of the farmers.
Our ordinance is in the office of Solicitor General. It is waiting to be gazetted.
Another beneficiary, Monica Orinya and her husband, a couple from the Democratic Republic of Congo that sought refuge in NEBI. The start was not smooth, but they have been able to put up a permanent residential house from cassava cells. They've also managed to foot medical costs to combat her husband's paralysis resulting from a stroke.
From the sale, they started saving, making some savings. They were saving. Then from the savings, they were able to buy to get bricks for construction of this permanent house. Then after that, unfortunately, the husband got a stroke. It is also through the cassava production, that's when they raise money to take the husband up to Mulago for treatment after he had got a stroke. Then they continue because of the benefits from cassava. They decided to continue. Then also when they planted the next season, there was also demand for school fees. Then they got some money from the sale of cassava. They use it for paying school fees for the children.
The corporation purchases cassava from farmers who are registered members to the cooperative. From here, the cassava is processed, as Innocent Ongenyouno, a member of staff at Maratarach Cooperative Society Association, explains.
The process here we do, the production, the growing is done by our farmers. When it's ready, we just go to the farmer's garden. The cassava is uprooted, like for cassava, washed with the clean water and then taken to the chipping machine. It is chipped, then we leave it to dry on a drying yard, which is cemented for about 6 to 8 hours, but that's on a good sunny day. After there, or if it's not sunny, when it's the rainy season, it dries for at least 2 days. And then after there, we just take it to the store, and then it also stays there for 1 day. We take it for milling, and we mill it into flour, and we package them as some of the products which are already taken in advance.
The cassava is sold in packages of 2, 5, and 10 kilograms. A smaller percentage is exported, while the rest is consumed locally. Products of this manner are not marketed at their potential prices due to quality concerns related to contamination by aflatoxin. This leaves farmers with an insufficient quality of food than desired. But through training in resource mobilization and business linkages, 2 ACEs, that is Wadelai and Panyumurde, developed proposals with Uganda Cooperative Alliance support and got State's Africa Development Fund. The support was received in form of machinery and crop finance. Panyumurde got additional support from Wanrico and GIZ for a transformer and cassava processing machine. The new milling machines have boosted both quality and quantity of cassava products, creating better market. Consequently, an increase in members' income levels has been registered. Other NGOs supporting agricultural activities in the area also contributed to the increased income at both individual and ACE level. Wadelai, Pakwinyo, Nebi, Panyumurde ACEs earned a total of 145,550,000 shillings from the sale of 58,022 bags of cassava cuttings. Yowana Ngobi, an 86-year-old farmer, started growing cassava at the age of 15. He's one of the beneficiaries from this development.
For example, you can take a cassava of about 2 million, you get about 3.5 million. And that is ready money to help you for hospital, even for school fees. That's how I've been experiencing. That is how I use my children in school fees. The other one is, the first one was, the cassava used for later, used to pay the first child who finished university long ago. And now I've got how many children? One we have recently done the graduation recently, and then there are 2 others who are still in the university, Mukono University. And then the grandchildren are in A-level and secondary school.
Gyawana is not the only one. Other farmers have also come out to express their satisfaction as regards the Uganda Cooperative Alliance work in the area.
She's reaping money out of the cuttings, and even the way the tuber is yielding, it is giving a lot of tuber. The growing of this improved variety has helped us so much because we don't only target the tuber. We target even the cuttings where we sell the cuttings, and when we sell the cuttings, it fetches you money also like the tuber. And here, in terms of in terms of the quantity that you can get out of the tuber, like from one stem like this, you can get, if it has done well, and these ones are still young, if it has done well, you can get at least more than 10 tuber from one stem. Therefore, from the cuttings alone, you fetch more money, and like this one here, you can sell the cuttings 3 times. And per bag of the cutting of both variety, like for NASE 19 right now, we are selling at Farms Gate to our members, our fellow farmers, we sell it at the rate of 25.
When I started digging cassava, I started with a quarter acre. I had 3 wives and 28 children up to now. But when I was using other crops, I was very low. So now when I started using cassava crop, I have very big income.
ACEs and other member cooperatives have registered increase in membership both in the West Nile and Lango sub-regions. In West Nile, membership has increased from 3,252 in April 2015 to 4,518 by June 2017. While in Lango sub-region, membership increased from 1,797 in August 2016 to 2,299 by June 2017. The Nebi District Cassava Regulation was drafted and presented by the District Production Committee to the District Council. A discussion meeting was held on Saturday, the 15th of June 2017, and later passed it. The passing of the Local Government Cancer Regulation is one of the key achievements of the newly created district.
First of all, some of them, though they produce cassava, they don't know how to handle cassava. They produce cassava, they have no market for their cassava, they don't know how to market their cassava, but with this law, if this regulation becomes into a law, it will help, it will guide our farmers and the district at large.
This project is moving us forward. We are increasing on membership right from 400 members starting, farmers starting, now the membership has grown to 1,157 farmers under our Area Cooperative Enterprise. Out of these, we are growing membership, and we believe by 2019 we shall be having 10 RPOs because many are showing up and are interested in cassava. One reason is it is a staple food crop. It provides food security and income security as well. And they have seen gold mine, a lot of income, dollars in cassava. As we continued working hard, other organizations also came to our support. And they saw one thing which we were doing, and we also challenged them with a shortage of storage. They helped us build a new store. This store is of 50 tons, metric tons. And more other organizations are interested in us. And they think if we can increase production and productivity, we shall be able to get warehouses of 200 metric tons more and more.
So since this one is ending, OWC is ready to help in the same since the eager of cassava. And we really promote cassava in this district.